Good news, we have a new car. Roll titles.
Always, always, always.
So as I mentioned last week, we finally got the car that we were looking at. So we were looking at the white TT Sport, and I originally bidded for the car, and I won the auction for a lower price than the finance company wanted to release it. So instead of negotiating with me, they put it back on the auction. Well, they gave me a price. I offered a lower price, and rather than saying no, you know, be serious, offer us a decent offer, they just put it back on the auction. So that gave me a little bit of insight. I knew exactly what the car was going for. So car went back on the auction, and actually it was between me and another bidder. So we were furiously bidding. I knew what my upper limit was going to be, which is always important. Always set a limit when you're doing anything like that, so you don't go crazy and buy something for over the odds. And it was getting close to that limit, but then all of a sudden he gave up and stopped, and it was again below the finance company's asking price. So I won the auction once again, and then I waited for the response from the finance company. This time it was really quick. The last time it took a day, because they have 24 hours to respond on Copart, but they came back within a day, and it was slightly less than the price that they offered in the previous week. So I accepted it, didn't bother negotiate. It was a decent cost. So the car is now mine, and I am waiting for it to be delivered. So let's just take a look at the car, and just probably good to go over a few little things you need to be wary of if you're buying from Copart, which is a great site to buy, but you do need to have a little bit of savvy about yourself, so that you're not buying something that's going to cost you more to repair. The whole reason for buying a car from Copart is obviously to save yourself money, a lot of money, and in order for you to do so, you need to make sure that you're very shrewd and put your detective hat on when you're looking at cars. So let's take a look at the car, and I can show you some things that need to be fixed with the car, and also some things that you need to look out for in the listing. So let's take a look at that. So this is the car that we've purchased. So it's a 2011 TT Sport. It has 208 brake horsepower standard. And we're going to go through these pictures now for you to see exactly what type of vehicle this is. So on surface, if you look at the damage, it looks superficial. So there's a vent trim missing from here. But on closer inspection, I'm going to blow this up slightly, you will notice that the body is misaligned. So there's a little crack here, and then if you look here in where the bottom front bumper meets the bonnet, that is slightly in. This would suggest that the car has had a little front impact. It's hit something on the front here, and you can't see it too much on this side, but the same is here, it's slightly in. So that means the crash bar inside is going to be damaged and will need to be looked at. You can see on the other side the vent is here, that's fine. On the back here we have another little dent, that's the toe eye, but here looks like it's been damaged as well. That it's been hit at some point, either backed into a wall or something of that manner. So with the 208 brake horsepower, it comes with twin exhaust, so you can see just barely, I'm not sure if you can see it, yeah, there you go, you can just see it there. It's an exhaust there, and then there's an exhaust on the other side as well. The interior is red. Now, when a car's had a front impact, one of the telltale signs you need to look at to see how hard it's been hit is whether you've had any airbags deployed. So on the surface, it doesn't look like any airbags have being deployed. Certainly no curtains, but there is a little trick that you need to be wary of as well, is that sometimes the yarns, what they do is if the side bags deploy, they cut them so you don't see them in the photo. But often if it's a side impact, it's because it's been hit on the side as well, and that's not the case here. The steering wheel looks intact as well, so we know that hasn't gone off as well. It's a red interior, as you can see. That looks in good order. The engine bay, now here's another sign here. So although it's had a little impact here, it seems to only affect the bottom part, because the actual crossbar, which is plastic, is intact and is in place. So that is okay. So it means that it's not that hard to knock, so therefore the damage is superficial. Now, this is a low mileage car. It's done 93,000 miles, which is great. About right for that year, 2011. This is quite an important picture here, because it shows you if there's any issues with the car. Now here the car's running. You can see it idling at around 800 RPM. But if you notice, while it's running, we've got an engine light and we have the EPC light. So we know that there is an intermittent engine problem. So that could be a coil pack, it could be anything. The listing, which we'll take a look in a minute, tells us that it is misfiring, and so that will definitely lead to the EPC and the engine light. The EPC could be a malfunctioning mass airflow sensor that could sense it off. The only way we're going to tell is to get it onto VCDS to actually diagnose the code before we can take it any further. Here's a more close-up picture of the actual damage to the lower bumper, and you can definitely see that misalignment. There's also some trim missing here as well in that picture, and then another close-up of the bumper. So it seems like it's had a little bit of hit on the corner here, so we might be able to repair that just by the plastic has a memory, so it knows its original location. We can maybe able to heat that up and then repair it that way, and then just blow over the bottom part here, but we'll see when we get the car. There's the chassis number, the batteries in the boot of this car, or the trunk if you're listening in America, and the interior radio, poor quality as it is, it's fine. The glove box on this is broken as well, that's in the listing, and you can see there's no glove box there, so that will need to be replaced. Underneath the car, that looks okay, doesn't seem to be, but again, this is just a photo, it's not a close-up or anything, so we need to get that looked at in detail. And the seats are in good order, they don't need to be repaired either. The listing says it has 21-inch wheels. I highly doubt that. In fact, if I look at those wheels close up, you can see that they're 17, so they are, yeah, they're 17-inch wheels, so I will be replacing those, but they're in good order, except for that one there which has got some curbing, but in general they're in good order. Steering wheel, like I said, that's impact. The airbag hasn't deployed there. There's no neat airbags that have been deployed as well, so we are in good working order. So that's the pictures of the car. Now, on the Copart website, it gives you a rough estimate to what this car will go for. Bearing in mind this is a 93,000 R11. I took a look on a Auto Trader to see what the equivalent cars, and what I did, I also looked at category S's. This is a category S, and this is a black edition in good working order, and you can see there that's going for £8,500. So you can kind of see the values that these cars can get to, which is great. So it definitely has some equity in there to sell on later on. Now with the Copart website here, it tells us that the car runs and drive, and there's some additional information. If you want to know what that additional information is, that's down here. So we click on this and then it gives us some information. So the car comes with 2 keys. It says alloy wheel size is 21-inch, it's not 17, we've seen that. Dashboard warning light illuminating, glove box damage, EPC engine management light warning, we've seen that. But other than that, and it also mentions here it's a possible engine misfire. But the great thing about this, it comes with 2 keys plus the skeleton key, which is really important if you're going to get another key made up. So that is a really good thing to have for the car. So all in all, it's in a pretty good order. Now, the plans that we have for the car, well, we're going to, well, you tell me what you think. I can leave it like this, so just basically sort it. Or the other plan that I had for it was to put a front on from this kit I've seen here on eBay. So essentially put one of these fronts on here. So that's my, it's a TTRS front, so it's a better front than what's on there. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below and we will see. So it's going to get that, it's going to get better wheels on it as well. And then I'm also thinking of putting on a rear spoiler, so the TTRS rear spoiler, which is, and also the TTRS back. So there's one here that's currently on eBay that I've been watching, and there is also a bumper. I was also looking at this. So this here takes off the TTRS, and the plan was to get it sprayed up so that it looked the part. But tell me what you think. Tell me if I should keep the car standard or whether we should go down this route here. Okay, so hopefully this car will be here next week, and when it comes next week, what I will do is take it for a proper shakedown, and we'll list all the things that need to be done. So that's it then. So that's project number 2 on its way here. Really excited, really looking forward to having that here. So I will hopefully get that here by midweek, which means that no video again on Monday, because I'm still waiting for Partco to tell me when the car is going to be delivered. So Emma from Partco, I'm looking forward to your call, but it should be here next week. So once I get that, we'll then do a complete job list of what needs to be done, what parts, etc. And then when we finish the build, what we're going to do this time is just go through how much it costs and have a complete rundown of the cost to get the car in its finished condition. So short video this week. Well, it's not a short video, it's about 10 minutes long, isn't it really? But it's excited with a new project, so look forward to kicking it off next week. So look forward to seeing you then. Again, I'll put some pictures on the Instagram of the car, and see you next week. Have a good week.
Always.